Good morning, welcome or welcome back, and welcome to a little cozy bookshop, bookstore, book haul vlog. I am basically going to Waterstones and the works today and thought you could come along with me, and then we did a little book haul. I don't know if I have anything on my wish list. I'd quite like another autumnal cozy read and maybe like a romantasy. I'm really in my romantasy era right now. I am reading Shield of Sparrows, or Shield and Sparrows. I can't remember which one it is, but I'm currently reading that. I'm just under halfway through and I'm enjoying it, but it's taken me ages to read because I've been so busy. So I want another romantasy, I think. I'm currently watching Ellen's bookstore vlog. That's literally what spurred me on to do this. But yeah, we're going to go to Waterstones, the works, and then we might also go to Phoenix to just have a look at the Jellycats because the Christmas and the Halloween ones are in and I'm obsessed. So we might just have a little look there. But come along with me to Waterstones and then I will show you all the books and bits and bobs I pick up. So this is my outfit of the day. It was actually really cold, so I got to wear some more autumnal clothes, which I was very happy about. The wind was definitely out to get me, I'm not gonna lie. I so should have put my hair up, so I did learn my lesson. But then we headed over to Waterstones, my favourite place. I just love the vibe and the aesthetic of Waterstones. Like, it's just so cute and cozy. Immediately saw the Gingerbread Bakery, which is Laurie Gilmore's new book. I am working my way through reading all of her books. I'm not gonna lie, they're not my favourite, but the vibes of them are so atmospheric that I do enjoy reading them. Then we saw some Kristen Hanna. I've heard such good things about Kristen Hanna. I think she's a very historical fiction author, focused author. And then we saw The Wedding People. I have heard such good things about this book. I also love the aesthetic, like the cover. I think it's such a pretty book, but I've heard it's very summery, so I left that alone for now. The Housemaid apparently is getting made into a TV show or a film. I have this on my TBR and I do really need to read it. I love looking at the stacks of books. And then I saw Catabasis or Catabasis or something. This is a new release. This is absolutely blowing up all over TikTok. I have no clue what it's about, but it looks really cool. I so should have just read the little blurb. I didn't. I just looked at it and was like, that's probably not my thing. So we'll see. Once I maybe learn a little bit more about it, I might be a little bit more drawn. Then we saw another one of the Before Your Coffee Gets Cold series books. I do not even want to try and pronounce his name. I have Before Your Coffee Gets Cold. Then I also found another cat book. I thought of my mum when I saw this, so mum, this is for you. Then I went over to the YA fantasy bit and I saw The Nightmare Before Christmas. Divergent, one of my favourite books. This was like my favourite book when I was a teenager. I absolutely loved the Divergent books. And then obviously had to show Fred Fearful. I read this book last week. I'm not over the fact that this series is over, and these are just the most beautiful hardback. Then I saw Light Lark, which again, if you watch my 25 books I want to read in autumn/fall video, this was in there. I very nearly picked this up, but it is on Kindle Unlimited. That's the only reason I didn't. Nobody in particular. I've seen a lot of people on Fable talk a lot about that. I've also heard a lot about The Rose Bargain, but I've heard mixed reviews. So again, I was kind of drawn to this one, but I wanted to make sure I picked up the right things. And then we headed upstairs. Fred was really struggling. He was bored, bless him. Honestly, Fred was the real MVP right now. I immediately saw The Love Hypothesis. I know that this is currently getting made into a movie. I haven't even read this. I realised I haven't really read much Addie Hazelwood, but I really loved Not in Love and I really enjoyed Checkmate. And then also they have Problematic Summer Romance, which again, I am drawn to this, but I've heard very mixed reviews and love theoretically. I haven't heard much of this, so I have no clue if that's good or not. But yeah, that's when I realised I haven't read much of Addie Hazelwood. And then obviously Emily Henry, the best. And we saw some Jessa Hastings. Again, I've never heard of this book. I've never heard of Never. I don't know if this is a new release. Jessa Hastings, she just comes out with books constantly, so I don't know what's new, I don't know what's old. We had some Anna Huang, which I have read 2 of the Twisted series and that's it, but I really need to continue that because I've heard very good reviews of all of her books and I did enjoy the first 2 in the Twisted series. Then I saw Carrie Soto is back, which I again have not heard of this book, but I recently read Daisy Jones and the Six and loved it. I was very drawn to this one, but I haven't heard much. Then they had another table which had buy one get one half price. They had Enchanter on here, which is on my autumnal TBR as well. I have Phantasma, but I realised they're both on Kindle and I don't want to buy the physical copies of books that are on KU unless I absolutely love the book. Then we also saw Foxglove. That's another one on my autumnal TBR. They had The Irresistible Urge to Fall in Love with Your Enemy. That's another one I really want to read. They also had Once Upon a Broken Heart, that series, which which I've heard very mixed reviews about again. Then there's the black edition, special edition copies of Akatar, which I think looks so beautiful. I love them. Honestly, I could genuinely spend hours just mooching around Waterstones and just bookshops in general. I think in my hand there I have The Invisible Life of Addie, which has been one I've really wanted to read for ages, so I did pick that one up. I also really want to read Spark of the Everflame, but again, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Like I said earlier, I don't want to buy the physical copies of books that I don't already love. But that's another one that's very high on my TBR. Then we headed over to Phoenix because I just wanted to have a look at the Jellycats. It was so annoying. The day before I'd come and they had fully stocked the shelves, but I think today they were either reorganizing or restocking or something, so there weren't that many. I loved this little peanut with the skiing outfit on and the marshmallows. This I think I have to get. The little marshmallows and the little penguin on the snowboard. Oh my goodness. Oh, the snowflakes, the little bunny holding the Christmas tree. This was one of my favorites. I just think it's so cute. I'm obsessed with Jellycats. I am one of the I'm one of those girls, not gonna lie. I've done some damage. I actually last spoke to you on Friday and I'm so glad I have had a couple days because we did some more shopping. So I've got 6 books to show you. We will start off from Waterstones. So you obviously saw all the clips from Waterstones. I ended up picking 2 books. We got The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by Schwab. I'm so excited for this. If you watched my 25 books I want to read in autumn, fall, this was in there, and I kind of looked at that as my wish list in the end because I didn't really know what I was going for, but when I saw this I was like, yes, this is very well known and very autumnal apparently, so I'm very excited. The cover, so beautiful. I love this. And then I also picked up Assassin's Blade because I read Throne of Glass before this because I'm silly and I thought Throne of Glass was the first book, so I picked up Assassin's Blade and I'm going to read this very soon while Throne of Glass is still in my brain and I still kind of remember what happened. So we have the first book in the Throne of Glass series and I'm so intrigued because I was so confused throughout the whole of Throne of Glass, so I'm so intrigued to read this. Then the works were having a sale in which some of their like bestsellers or just like random books which maybe weren't selling well were selling really well, or just they needed to kind of get rid of them. They were having a £1 sale, so I picked up 2 books in the sale and then I picked up a new release. So the 2 books I got in the sale were Love at First Night by Megan Clawson. I've heard very good things about this book, also such cute sprayed edges. This follows Daisy and Theodore. She's no damsel in distress and he's certainly not wearing shining armour, but one night can change everything. Daisy Hastings has always thought she was born in the wrong era, so when she bags a summer job at the Tower of London helping to run their night school, it feels like a step in the right direction. Theodore Teddy Fairfax is a loose cannon, a disgraced distant relative of the royal family. He's tall, dark and now begrudgingly helping the Tower of London's summer programme. Enemies to lovers, grumpy sunshine vibes. I also realised I didn't tell you these 2 books are about. The Invisible Life of Addie Larue, I don't actually know. Oh yes I do. Addie Larue makes a bargain to live forever but be remembered by none. So she makes a bargain that she can live, but no one's ever going to remember her. And after 300 years of Addie's life constantly restarting, someone in a bookstore remembers her. So she's been invisible for 300 years and then someone is like, hello girl. So I'm so intrigued to read this. I think this will be one of my next reads. And then Throne of Glass follows Selena, I want to say her name's Selena or Selena Sardothian, is her kingdom's most feared assassin. Though she works for the powerful Assassin's Guild and its scheming master Arrow bin Hamel, she yields to no one and trusts only her fellow killer for hire, Sam. But when Arabin dispatches her on missions that take her from remote islands to hostile deserts, Selena finds herself acting independently of her wishes and questioning her own allegiance. I do know what happens at the end of this because I know what happens in the next book, so I have already kind of spoiled myself, but I really think this is going to give me some very needed insight. And then I have Out of the Woods by Hannah Boehm Young. This was also £1. I'm not gonna lie, I saw this and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I thought this was Out on a Limb and that has much better reviews. This one doesn't have the best reviews. This is like a failed Marriage. High school sweethearts Sarah and Caleb Linwood have always been a sure thing. For the past 17 years, they have had each other's backs through all of life's ups and downs. But Sarah has begun to wonder, who is she without her other half? When she decides to take on a fundraiser in memory of her late mother, Sarah wants nothing more than to prove that she doesn't need Caleb's help to succeed. But the event fails and Caleb uninvitedly steps in to save the day. So it's like second chance romance, I think. This doesn't have the best reviews, but firstly, it was £1. And secondly, Hannah Young has very, very good reviews, and I don't think I've read anything from her. So might as well get the bad one out the way first. And also, I might like it. And it's woody, so I'm thinking autumnal. Then I obviously had to pick up, oh, wrong way, Wild Card by Elsie Silver. Ooh, I'm so excited. This is my next read. I know I said Addie Larue might be my next. This is definitely my next read. Maybe after this, Addie Larue can be in there. So this follows Sebastian Rosa is a grumpy, hot as hell fire pilot, but unfortunately for me, he's also my ex-boyfriend's dad. What? A chance meeting brought us together and a misconnection has kept us apart. 1 year later, a stroke of fate has us living under the same roof, which makes everything between us downright messy. But even after all this time, he's still the man I think about when I fall asleep, the one I can't get over no matter how hard I try. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we've got an age gap, which I've never read. I just love these books. I really didn't like Wild Side, the one before this, which came out literally in February. Like, Elsie Silver is rolling these out, so we'll see, but I'm very, very intrigued. And then we went to Asda and I was so shocked to find the favourites in there, and it's the Tickle Pink edition, so 32p from the sale of this product will be donated to breast cancer and 13p will be donated to Copper Feel. So a little bit going to charity. I feel like probably more should have, but it's a little bit, and it's got pink sprayed edges. I'm so excited for this. This is an ice hockey, again, a second chance romance. Childhood sweethearts turn Olympic hopefuls. They captivated fans with their scorching chemistry, rebellious style and rollercoaster relationship, often on the ice, until that fateful day as the world watched the unthinkable happen. Everyone saw it, nobody knows the truth, but that's about to change. I'm so excited to read this. I've heard incredible things. It's also floppy. I love a floppy book. So those are the 6 books I picked up. Very successful weekend. We've got quite a few like summary picks. I feel like the favourites, Wild Card, Love at First Night, and maybe Out of the Woods could be quite summary, but I'm not that fussed. These are all very high on my want to read list. I'm so happy I got these two. Oh, these are all upside down. Oh dear. So yeah, these are all very high on my list, and I'm so excited to read them. We're gonna add them to the TBR. She's looking rather full. If you're curious as to what I'm currently reading, I am literally about 40 pages away from finishing Shield of Sparrows. I have been reading this all week. I really have not been very good at reading this week, but I'm really enjoying this. It's predicted like 4 stars just because it's a little bit slow. Like, to be honest, from where we started to where we are now, and this is a 635 page book, we've made progress, but not much has happened. I guess this is story building. I'm sure this is not the only one in a series. This can't be a standalone, there's no way. So I get why it's been a bit long, but it has been a bit long. It's just been a lot of, yeah, information, which has been really helpful, and I've really enjoyed the storyline. I really like the characters, but I don't know, I feel like we could have done a little bit more. This follows a princess who basically, her sister has been trained and been brought up to be the sparrow, which is like a, how do I even explain this? Basically, this follows a princess who has been taken to another kingdom when she thought her sister would be taken to the other kingdom. So she has always had a really relaxed upbringing because we all thought May, her sister, would be taken as the sparrow. The sparrow is like this figure, I guess, of authority who is kind of bonded to another kingdom in a sense, if that makes sense. I don't really get how to explain who the sparrow is, but anyway, Odessa, the main female character, gets taken to another kingdom, and she's like, oh, okay, and she is sworn to be the wife of Xavier, which is the king of this other kingdom. I don't know how to pronounce the other kingdoms, so I'm just not going to. And it basically follows them on a journey to figure out this illness. The princess slash queen is protected by Xavier, and Xavier's guardian, or he's called the guardian, is a magical guy who is very grumpy, blunt, and he has been sworn to look after the king and therefore been sworn to look after the queen slash princess. Yeah, it's been interesting. There's a lot more of like dialogue rather than like high fantasy attacking dragons, that type of thing. There's elements of it, but generally it's more princess, king, politics. if that makes sense. But I have enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed it. I will continue the series, but it's taken me so long to read this book. So I'm gonna go finish this now, and I'm just gonna finish this video now. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. I love doing these vlogs, like little bookstore / book haul vlogs, because I get to buy books and I get to film it. So it's like a match made in heaven for me. I really hope you enjoyed. Please do subscribe. We are getting closer and closer to 3,000 subscribers. Oh, crazy. So please do subscribe. I also have TikTok and Instagram. They are both What Rose is Reading. So do go follow me over there. And I upload every Monday and Thursday at 5 PM. So there's lots of content over here if you do want to subscribe. It's worth it. But yeah, love you so much. Kisses and hugs. Bye.